Do you not know, or have you not heard? The Lord is the eternal God, creator of the ends of the earth. He does not faint nor grow weary, and his knowledge is beyond scrutiny. Do you not know, and have you not heard? St. Ambrose lived in an interesting time. You know the old proverb, may you live in interesting times? Well, we live in interesting times by all means. Well, so did St. Ambrose. It was a time where you'd say, oh, wow, it must have been a great relief for the church, as after the Emperor Constantine, there was that freedom to be able to worship within the Roman Empire. But sometimes the good things, one set of burdens that are lifted, tend to be replaced by another. And so he was in that next generation, or I should say that first generation of Christians living in freedom under the Roman Empire. And he was facing, or the church was facing at that time, all kinds of controversies as the Christians were really grappling, well, what does it mean to be a Christian? What does it mean to say that Jesus is truly God and truly man? Ambrose was a great defender of the faith, especially against Arianism. And he found himself having to defend the faith many, many times, not in the easiest of circumstances. But you know, complicating it even more, the result of all of that was that we have some beautiful writings and great teachings. We see that Ambrose, who, by the way, was just trying to keep the peace, he was baptized, ordained a priest, and ordained a bishop all at the same time, because he was able to bring people together in that time of tumult. But anyway, he was a teacher to many, most famously to St. Augustine. So sometimes, you know, like in Ambrose's case, the things that just seem difficult, seem like distractions, seem like just burdens on our shoulders, later on become the means of amazing, amazing things happening, God working through us in ways beyond our understanding. And the key is, especially during this Advent, we keep our eyes fixed on the presence of God in our lives, on Jesus Christ. We keep our eyes fixed on the fact that God comes to meet us. That's a familiar echo now in these prophecies of Isaiah. The Lord, he's coming to meet you. He doesn't grow faint, nor does he grow weary. His knowledge is beyond scrutiny. And he will strengthen you. He gives strength to the fainting. For the weak, he makes vigor abound. God will lift us up, sustain us. Not necessarily keep us from burdens and trials, but he will sustain us, carry us through them. So we hear Jesus' invitation in the gospel today, come to me, a very familiar passage. Come to me, all you who are burdened. Come to me and bring those burdens to me. He says, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. He calls us to take his yoke upon him. A yoke is a yoke, a burden is a burden. But what makes Jesus' yoke easy and his burden light is that he's actually carrying it with us. He's actually sharing in our struggles. Indeed, in this time of Advent, we remember Christ's coming in time, his coming to us today, and his coming at the end. We can see how true it is. The Lord does not grow faint, nor does he grow weary, but rather he gives us strength and lifts us up.